sacrifices. I don't care.
That's good.
They rotate.
The numbers are, I mean,
Yeah, they want me to rotate it. I can't. It's fine. It's okay. It'll be all right.
okay, all right. We good?
Mm.
All right,
Yes,
Shalom,
sir.
Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, a branch of Chicago with honor guests. It's a mighty man from Detroit. What's up, brother? First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, among the heathens that look like the heathens, right? And to the Aquath that are listening and learning, to you we say Shalom. And title of the video is that there's just so much violence that's happening in the earth, and it's not even Jacob's trouble yet. And a lot of violence falling upon Israel. I mean, Esau is out there getting buck wild too. You know, I saw a story where some dude left a butcher knife in his mother's head, some Edomite. He's left a 12-inch. They found it. They pulled a 12-inch. Kitchen knife out of her head, man.
Damn,
like,
Jason.
He's Jason Voorhees. So Michael Myers.
Mike Myers, right?
You know? But somebody grabbed the scripture that the hearts of many will grow cold. To roughly paraphrase. But let me read this. This is and it's a lot of judgment coming down on Israel. But this is where was I? Yeah, Amos 3 and 6, and it says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh have not done it?" So when it comes down to it, we hear all these horrific stories of death and suffering, and pain and suffrage. But this is being ordained from on high, including those children and those women that are catching this hell. All right,
That's right. People don't know the power of the Lord, man. It's been many times the Most High told different judges, go destroy everything. And when the Lord told them to destroy everything, he meant everything, women, children, the whole nine. And when he did it, and then Saul held back and didn't kill everything, the Lord got mad at Saul. It's like, wait, didn't I tell you to kill it? He said, well, I was keeping the sheep.
You lost
this, and I was he said, no, nigga.
that wasn't your order.
Exactly.
That's the spirit, though, because I just did a video this week about violence increasing in the earth, and I was showing different clips about, like, if this girl was stabbing a girl, they fighting in Popeyes over a goddamn fucking biscuit.
She stabbed the girl over biscuit.
Yeah, man.
No strawberry syrup.
Then a dude getting robbed by gunpoint at his house. East Indian dude, Jake robbed his ass, took all his money. It's just all type of shit. Another video, a dude gets stabbed by a girl, he kick her motherfucking car windows through. Like, it's just all type of violence that's going on, man. It's just increasing.
You got a quick one.
Wow.
Bring it out, brother.
This is Matthew 24. I'm gonna just go straight to the point. It says Matthew 24:12.
Perfect.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And that abound means getting bigger and more and more. You know what I'm saying? The more that, people was sort of kind of okay, but in wickedness, people expounded more and more in wickedness. Now you're getting people who not do some things, cannibalistic things, are going to be doing cannibalistic things. People who were not, would not shoot or kill or whatever. People are now getting to the point of desperation.
Because what does Paul teach us? Man, the scripture said more than once, though.
But love is the fulfilling of the law. So if you're going to further and further into wickedness, that means you're going further and further away from love.
Right.
So when sodomy increase or whoredoms increase, hey, the scriptures tell us don't give your daughters over to whoredoms, lest the land fall into wickedness. When evils increase, all evils increase across the board, not just this one specific thing.
Right.
So sodomy and this weird shit they all they pushing and bring it to the forefront. That means the more they bring that shit out, the more violence gonna come into the earth. The more wickedness gonna be out there. The more murders, the more robberies, the more everything. Then throwing motherfuckers losing resources.
Yeah.
They really gonna turn up.
That desperation.
Yeah, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 4, verse 30. It says, "For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought forth unto this time." Talking about the time that Esdras was on the scene writing these things.
And that was over 2,000 to 20, over
Close to
3,000,
3,000.
over 2,500 years.
24
Exactly.
years.
And so it says, "And how much shall it yet bring forth?" How much what? How much evil, that evil seed. How much that evil seed shall it yet bring forth until the time of the threshing comes, until the time of our Lord and Savior come. Because like Job 9:24 and Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. See, but the earth was given into the hand of the wicked for a time till it reaches the bounds that it cannot pass. That's why in this 2nd Esdras chapter 15, you got something real quick? Yeah.
This Psalms 12:8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. So the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. The basis of all men is ruler. And he's promoted. He's the hero of the world somehow. All right, so what does that mean? Wicked man gonna be every fuck. All you see is wickedness. Dude, you can't even let your children play in your own goddamn front yard, backyard. That's crazy. It went from, all right, you can go up to this block, which that's fucked up anyway. Damn. You can't ride your bike in your own neighborhood. You can go around the corner to this block, but don't go no further than that. Don't leave off the block.
But the back in the day,
you can't go outside. That's I'm outside. What you saying?
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Yes.
that back in the day, it used to be as soon as the street lights come on, you inside the crib. And ain't no such thing as street lights come on.
Well, shit. They used to say your freaks come out at night. Just stay out all day and night now. Motherfuckers getting shot up in broad daylight, getting kidnapped in broad daylight, getting raped. Motherfucker, the nigga was trying to rape the bitch on the train while people was just standing there looking.
Hey, let me grab this scripture real quick, because just like we were reading in that 2nd Esdras chapter 4 of how the grain of evil seed was planted in the heart of Adam since the beginning, and how much is that seed gonna produce evil and wickedness, and it's gonna just abound and abound. So it's 2nd Esdras 15:6. It says, "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." So wickedness has to reach its fulfillment, its height, its bounds that it cannot pass. And as it reaches its height and it bounds every single day, well, evil and wickedness and craziness and chaos and hate and wars and envy and all these crazy things is going to continue to abound as well every single day.
Just keeps compounding.
Yeah.
I got a scripture for you.
When you look up that word iniquity in that Matthew 24:12, iniquity shall abound because the love of many wax cold. It goes in the animals destitute of the Mosaic law, lawless.
There it is.
So the further we stray away from the scriptures, the more just abhorrent the earth is gonna get, man.
More death, man.
More
Like,
death,
a
man.
dude just they showed a whole video. These dudes coming out a club and they fighting. Dude just gunned his ass down in front of everybody. He tried to bust back, but he was gone. He just blew him down and he was just dead. And everybody just right there looking. Like nothing happened. It wasn't just niggas. There was Edomites around all of that. They didn't get no kill.
Well, that's the thing as well. They, like my man from Billy say, I killed for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like the same things with them cats. It was like for nothing. I just got a call, I heard something that just nothing. One of my friends happened to say, "Well, I really ain't got no beef with him, but hey, I just got a call to air him out for fun.
For fun.
You know what I'm saying?"
Just to see if they test out their new gun, see if it works.
Right.
Again, they don't want to go to range. I'm gonna just go. The range is niggas street.
Yes.
The range is the school.
That's it. See, because this is what the mindsets of this world produces, man. You see? Yep.
This is Isaiah 5:20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So like Doc was saying, you know, since this evil has been with this world and is given into the hands of the wicked, they call it evil good now.
Yes. And they have the power to do so.
Control the narrative.
Yes.
And whatnot. You know, that's almost like that fucking Eddie Murphy movie and whatnot.
Vampire
in Brooklyn.
Right.
Evil is good.
Good. It's evil.
Eat you some ass.
And then they all each and they all was like, yeah, that's it, you know. Which is but this is what the powers that be. That's why it says the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
That's right.
See?
Shit, just keep happening. Bring out your scripture, brother.
This is Ecclesiastes 10:6. And I found started 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. So when he synced it, it was like, hey, look, hey, what's up, Lord? This shit you make a mistake. And you know, it said folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. And when you see right now, everything that's off, hey, like the scriptures say, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. So wickedness right now is like the thing to do.
Yes.
That's why adultery, you know, is the thing to do. Being a homosexual in today's world, that's the thing to do. Everybody's okay with that.
Yeah.
But righteousness is shunned on.
Exactly.
You know, you come with this righteous talk, they don't want to hear you. Like,
well, you're in a cult.
Right? You're in a cult.
You're a hate group.
Right, come on. You know, what happened to the old you? You know, what that guy?
Yeah, I want him back.
You know, and we say this all the time. Our families would accept us if we was selling crack, if we was selling coke, if we was beating niggas up for point them out, knock them out.
Hey, real quick, how the scripture says, if ye were of the world would love its own. But because you're not of the world, therefore the world hates you. And like you were saying, they rather you be a gangbanger, crack dealer, you know what I'm saying? Just something of this world, and then it'll be better. But if you just totally against this world and against wickedness, you know, then no, you the bad guy.
Yeah, that's why I say when you depart from wickedness, you make yourself a prey.
That's it.
Let me read this article real quick. This about this Nigerian woman, this Kenyan woman, all right? This is on a whole bunch of different websites, so it's legit, you know. But this is her name is I'm reading off the Mirror, and this one's out of the UK. But it says Olivia Nassirian, 24, is accused of killing her 2-year-old daughter on Monday night in Kitengela, South Nairobi. The woman accused of killing and eating the body parts of her 2-year-old daughter. Warning distressing content. Olivia Nassirian, 24, is accused of stabbing her daughter, Glory Nigeri, 2, before opening up her body and eating her liver in Kitengela, just outside Kenya's capital of Nairobi. A mother appeared in court with stabbing her 2-year-old before cutting open her body and eating her liver. Olivia Nassirian, 24, is said to have killed the little girl Glory Nigeri with a knife, engorging on her insides. Her neighbors on a residential estate in Kitengela, a small town around 20 miles south of Kenya's capital, raised alarm with police arriving to arrest her on suspicion of murder. A short while later, she appeared in court Tuesday, with the chief magistrate ordering her to stay in custody for an additional 10 days as investigation continues. So you mean you would let this bitch free?
Man.
All right. A little girl's butchered corpse was taken to Kitengela Hospital morgue for post-mortem. Kitengela investigators have requested the additional time to try and establish the young woman's psychiatric condition. All right. She got demons on it. She's crazy as hell. Police have been granted an additional 10 days to help determine the mental state at the time of the killing. All right, using archaic terminology, Kitengela Dictory and criminal investigation, DCI boss Benson Mudia said, "We believe the court will give us more time to investigate the matter. We also want to establish whether this woman is normal or has a mental illness. What she did to her own baby is unexplainable. It's just a wicked ass act. She's just a crazy ass broad. And mental illness or not, she deserves to be put to death.
Period.
That's it. All right. Why would you house and pay for someone to live? Like, make a burden on the taxpayers for something like that. See, Esau's system. All right, because pain straightens up crazy too.
Absolutely.
All right. You beat the shit out of somebody, they'll start acting right.
Hey, that was
they'll get on crazy real quick.
that was parents' parents' cliche and would go with the scripture. Be the kid on their side, and you won't kill them.
Yeah, let me read this last paragraph. Eyewitness reportedly watched in horror through the window as Nasirian stabbed the baby several times while singing hymns and obsessively reciting the alphabet. So yeah, this is a crazy ass story, man. It just I don't read no more. But
it's countless of things like this that's going on.
It's happening all over the place. Yeah. That's what sparked this lesson.
Real quick, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 4 or 5. I'm sorry, verse 3. It says, "An unwise king destroyeth his people." Right. You see, the ruler, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is destroying the people he rule over by what he allows.
And that's the planet itself.
I just said this. Crack that combo. That's true.
Yeah, by what he allows, and he's molding the minds of the people, and just like the brother brought out, they put light for darkness and darkness for light, good for evil and evil for good, and then they just destroy the minds of the people, which produces things like the elder just read. You know what I'm saying? What you got?
This is Deuteronomy, as basically backing up the point what the elder just said. Hey, because the scripture's going to putting some sins that require burnt offering, but then some is just just got it. It's over with.
Yeah.
All right. But this Deuteronomy 21 and 21, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, and he shall die, so that thou shalt put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. All right, so the point of somebody getting put to death for doing something publicly is to not only put judgment on that person, but also to put fear in everybody else. That's why the scripture says, since sentence against the evil work is not executed expediently. It's the heart of the son is fully sent to do wickedness. But if this world was ran in righteousness, they would put people like that to death.
Right.
And the motherfucker would think twice.
Yes.
Before they committed an act. A woman would think twice.
Yes.
A man would think twice. Like, like a saying in my job, take two and think it through. Is it worth it? Because at the end of the day, it'll make everybody be afraid, man.
I got a quick one. This is Ezekiel 14:21.
Speak up.
For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, how much more when I send my sword judgment upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine and the noise and beast and pestilence to cut off from man and beast. So Yahweh Shai is sending a lot of death here. That's why you got people becoming cannibals already. Like people can't even eat. They're not getting no money to even buy food. Food is so scarce, getting so scarce now. You know, people don't even know what to do because they're like, damn, man, we ain't gonna have no food to eat. So what's the next resort? Hey, people, they did it in that show South Park when they got snowed in. And they started eating each other, man. They said, let's eat the fat guy first. They ate him up, and then they was just being this relentless. They was having sex with each other up and down.
So like, these motherfuckers ain't doing this shit for survival. They can't get the extra shit they want.
Yeah, that too.
You still go to the store.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers got
It's
Uber
the green
Eats, stores
tree
that exactly.
I mean, it's bad. It's rough.
Right,
You know, and there are some people who tapped out as far as finances and having a hard time, but it's still a green tree. It's not completely.
They go to the pantry, the church. They still got this shit available for them. These motherfuckers want to be able to go get the new pair of Gucci slides, whatever. Fuck, I don't know these fucking assholes on right now.
Yeah, true.
They just fucking wicked, man.
That's true.
This Psalm 55:19. The Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Selah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. So they go on in their wicked ways, and they don't fear the Lord no more, man.
That's right.
I seen it's on top of a golf topic. It was a video I seen on social media, and it was I believe an Asian lady talking about the Western women. And in the comment section, it was another Asian lady that said basically the problem is they don't have any shame in America anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so over in China, I think she said they still shame if you do X, Y, Z.
I think I may have read that or someone spoke on it.
Yeah, as a spirit. So they don't have that here. They don't have that fear of the Lord. They don't have no consequence for doing shit.
Right.
They worried about Esau, what he's saying, his law.
Yeah, because basically being a slut or being, an alphabet supporter, a person is
It's big up now.
It's big up. And
Oh,
then if
yeah.
you speak against it, like I watched a video before I got here, some little kid who was in gym class and then he got called into an office and he found himself sitting before 3 adults questioning him about his t-shirt. And then they told him, you're not in trouble. But he was like, should it feel like I was in trouble? And he gave a speech. He ended up giving a speech. And in his speech, he said that he had on his shirt, it had 5 words. And that saying was, there are only 2 genders. And this is like a 9 or 10-year-old kid.
All right.
But yet, they were like, he was like, just, well, some people feelings are hurt. And so, so what if if every, heterosexual normal male walked around with shirts that said, heterosexual AF.
Oh man.
With a muscle arm on a lightning bolt or some shit,
They're gonna start trying to kill people.
So it's like, I mean, that's offensive to you. Well, guess what? When you took the beautiful flag that the Lord, the beautiful symbol and put it on the flag and made it something abominable, we're offended by that.
That's right.
But but we don't, we ain't going around, with picket signs telling you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, freedom of speech only works for the left-hand side.
It only works one way. So
it only works for the extreme left.
yeah. So it's amazing how, what about heterosexual men and women?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the left can say whatever they want to say, but you wear a fucking hat that just say 4 letters on there, you were the fucking biggest problem on the planet, the MAGA hats.
Exactly.
Like what?
Yeah.
But you can say whatever you want to do and say.
Or some broad with a shirt on that say strictly dickly.
Right.
She something wrong with her? Because she's saying that she only wants to be with a man. She don't want to be with, these double standards, man. These double standards.
I
got one for that. They banned Andrew Tate because of this. They banned him off all the social media because he was basically telling men to be a man.
They tried to lock
They tried to lock his ass up.
They actually lied. Somebody lied on him and tried to set him up. They tried to sabotage him. Yeah, they tried to sabotage him because they're angry that Westerners don't want to hear the truth, man. They don't want to hear the truth. What you got, brother?
I'm gonna put this one out there on the quiet.
Go ahead, I read it.
This is Proverbs 29:12.
if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. So the Lord set up the basis of men, and the rulers, they all listen to the lies. You know what I mean? And since they listen to lies, they're gonna do everything that the ruler allows.
Oh yeah, you know what? What's crazy? Esau, the ruler is the father of lies. Like I said in John 8. So he not only listens to lies, he make the motherfucking lies.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Habakkuk 1. Pops. It's Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law was slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded. And that's plain, man. The wicked is in control, and only contrary judgment is out there. You're, as a man, you're the biggest piece of shit if you deal with more than one woman. But as a woman, oh, you a queen, you a boss bitch. If you catching bodies, it's empowering. You're escaping the patriarchy. Right. That's fucking madness. Right. You're brave for being a sodomite, all right? But you a damn a sick fuck. If you a 38-year-old man that marries a 19-year-old woman, they trying to cancel Marcus Houston for
hold on, man.
getting an actual grown woman according to Esau laws.
Do you know when there was what Stella God Groove back was all about?
Right.
You know when there a bunch of old ass has been
run their ass down to the
whole Cougar movement, Stifler's mom.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. You know,
right?
So it's all right to be Stifler's mom, all right? But
Marcus Houston.
But he can't get him because he wanted a girl that didn't have 100 bodies on already.
Exactly.
Figure you know what? I'm gonna have my my child with somebody ain't had 100 penises samples already. And speaking of,
the father agreed too with him. The father was on all with him. He said Marcus Houston made it clear. He said the father didn't trip about it. He said he wanted to give his daughter to him.
There it is, man.
Of course, as far as the world goes, he well off.
Yeah.
Clearly, he ain't trying to be with some wretched ass bitch. He got some type of sense.
Exactly.
Exactly. My daughter gonna be straight. Exactly. As far as the world goes.
Exactly. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Send his daughter to college so she can rack up all the bodies?
Right.
You know?
And say, no, this millionaire cannot be with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying?
What's the scripture say? Give thy daughter to a wise and understanding man. And most men become wise. They start understanding what life really is in their 30s.
Damn.
So, when a woman is young, if you got a young woman that's 16, 15, 17, you get your daughter to an older man.
And it was mainly women that were making that complaint, and half these bras fantasize and deal with older men anyway.
They already did.
Because when I was in high school, there was a couple girls in my junior senior year. They were dealing with
the teachers.
Yeah. They were dealing with men already, man.
They was pulling up in the car. We was sorry because they was leaving niggas in the car.
I remember that.
Hey,
hopping on the yellow bus.
That goes back to when I was in school, so that's how far back that is.
But now you said about the comic board, you had a lot of simp dudes saying stuff about this too. It was a lot more than the women really saying something. More of these simp niggas.
I seen on the podcast.
Soft-ass American dudes.
The bitch talk her shit.
Black culture shit.
Man.
And that's the reverse, because you got black culture that's ignorant as fuck, and then you got black culture that's soft as fuck.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And on the podcast, the bitch was saying it, talking about whatever she said. He said, you know what? And I think old men that get with young women, they just want to do it to manipulate them. Right. Well, for one, so fucking what? You want a woman that's gonna be molded to what you like, know how to please you. That's crazy. The scriptures say that.
Not some woman that got to compare you to 500 men.
Right. Well,
absolutely.
Last one did this. The other one did that.
Right.
And Siraka says there's nothing worth a woman whose mind is well instructed.
That's right. That's right.
And you know what? These niggas ain't shit because these niggas praise pimp culture, which is all about manipulation for the left hand side. But then scoff you manipulate for a woman to be in order to serve you right. So a pimp is cool because he put the bitch to work.
Right.
Right. So he gonna grab a 19-year-old. Matter of fact, what's the lyrics to Across 110th Street? The pimp looking for a woman so sweet. So he's trying to get a young broad so he can turn her out and put on the strip. Right. And after he get her first.
Exactly.
He gotta sample his own candy before he sell it.
Right.
But they'll uplift that, man.
Right.
Look,
Yep.
this is this is a wicked ass story right here, man. And that's why judgment gonna begin first at the house of Israel, man. But this is Jeremiah 25 and 29, and it says, "For lo, I will begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. And should ye be utterly unpunished, ye should not be unpunished. For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yahweh of hosts." So he gonna begin at the house of Israel, and then he gonna tell you heathens up too, man. But this story right here is coming off the border. It went out. The first story was in Newsweek. They said it was a claim, all right. But then Twitter put it out, and Twitter pretty much solidified it. And it says, let's wait for it to load up. You think the world isn't full of evil? They found an 8-year-old girl at the border with 67 different DNAs inside.
I gotta sit down on that. That's some wicked shit.
Raped 8-year-old migrant girl has 67 DNA samples, so it's confirmed. All right. These coyotes are pure evil. And you know, and then here's another thing, man. You Edomites, this is an Edomite speaking. Maybe it does have a little video. Maybe I'll play it.
I had taken a news crew down, and we were doing a tour of the border, and came across ICE and Border Patrol on horseback.
Yeah, rotate out.
Yeah, it's on
And came across ICE and Border Patrol on horseback, and also on ATVs, and they were and they told us to be very careful that there were coyotes in the area that had
coyotes, not the animal coyotes.
Not the animals. These are the Mexican cartel coyotes, and they had executed the husbands of the 2 women and 2 daughters that they were now looking for. And what ended up happening is that they had separated themselves and had gone, I guess, back to Mexico. And eventually the women, we did come across them. And so in carrying one of the 8-year-olds to the car, and then we eventually got them to medical treatment and to the border ICE and stuff, and started talking to them. Now I've got a medical background, so started evaluating them. And the 8-year-old little girl couldn't speak, she couldn't talk, she couldn't do anything at all. So when we finally turned him over, and they took him to the hospital and stuff, and I talked to the doctor in regards to what was going on. I got a call from him, and he said basically professional in the medical field. I just wanted to let you know the little 8-year-old girl had 67 different DNA samples inside of her. So these are the things that people don't know about, and they don't understand that these women are being.
Stop right there. This is so shocking to me that the Biden administration is allowing, and the cartels are allowing this to go on and to launder money for this human trafficking and all these atrocities that are taking place. And here's an 8-year-old little girl, innocent little girl, that has 67 traces of DNA. How is that even possible?
Well, that's
Well, like you said, I don't even want to hear it.
No more. Yeah.
But you know, that's what happens when the wicked is in control of people more, man.
I got to
People more when these people are in rulership, and you know, and you can say what you want to say. All this chaos is going on the border is all because of Esau, because of the so-called white man.
Yeah.
They're the reason why this is going on. Biden is straight. Biden is an Edomite, man.
Okay.
Right? And you got tons of Chinese, Iranians, different Arabs and Russians coming in. You don't know what's in America, man. So when this shit go up, it's going to go up, man. They said they've been coming in, 30, 40, 50 at a time, like tools.
And
you know,
that shit that's happening on the border, that's happening all across the world. You know, human trafficking is big business.
They make movies about it.
It ain't right. It ain't that Biden is allowing it or the president is allowing it. They behind the shit. They get paid off this shit. That's why Revelation mentions they were who buying our frankincense, our hors d'oeuvres, et cetera, and souls of men.
Yeah.
Human trafficking is big business.
And they're deeply rooted in it. These Westerners,
Yeah.
and this government, they're deeply rooted in it. And what was those movies with Liam Neeson? Taken.
Yeah, Taken.
You know?
Hostile.
You know,
You got two sides. You got them that get taken and sold for sexual pleasure. Then you got them that get taken and just so they can, rich people can get off their sick fantasies, whether it's the murder. You ever saw Hostel?
They were talking about the dark web yesterday and shit like that.
Well, that shit Hostel is crazy.
Yeah, I've seen one of those Hostel movies. And that shit was sick.
And they do.
And this is sick ass Edomites and some other heathens that get involved.
Oh yeah, and that shit is real. You know, the rich really get into this weird shit. We know that the rich talked about certain shit. Cat Williams and these different people blow the whistle on certain shit. But that one movie, where they played hide and seek basically at that rich house. The bitch got married.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, yes, the rich people, we really do this weird. She said it right there.
Yeah.
They own like a board game company. Like, they were like, yeah, we really do this.
It's the same thing with the whole Ice Cube when they was in the woods and they go out and hunt.
Ice-T.
Ice-T.
Same.
Survival of the game.
Yeah, survival of the game.
game.
That's the same thing they do. Say it again.
No, what I was saying was because y'all mentioned the movie, so art imitate life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was watching this show. It's called Mayor of Kingstown, and one of the dudes was trying to say the girl she was being pimped. You know what I'm saying? They kept trading all. You know what I'm saying? They gang raping and doing all type of stuff to her. So the one dude was trying to save her. So he like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to turn you into the hands of the FBI, but she like, no. So then two of the FBI agents they showed up to help the girl. You know what I'm saying? They trying to like tell her like we about to transport you to this person. She like, no, like let me see. So they show a roster of people, and one of the dudes was one of the politicians that they were saying that was gonna help her. And so boom, then when they found it out, they killed the two FBI agents because now they finna try to do their own little investigation. Like, damn, it's something bigger going on behind the scenes. But just like y'all saying, they be hand in hand with what's going on. That's why it's able to be so successful.
It's big business. How else they check everything, cargo, everything that comes, especially in America, especially out of America. That shit is all checked. Just like the chase ship that they never talked about when they got caught with all them tons of coke. Nothing never happened from that.
That just got quiet.
You throw that foul away.
Right.
The brother got a precept.
It's Proverbs 29:16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increases.
Damn, yeah.
But the righteous shall see their fall.
And that's the beautiful part, man. We see the wickedness, it's at an all-time fucking high. Only way to not see sodomy anywhere is to sit in the dark corner. Or stay just around the brothers and sit in the lighter room together, don't turn nothing on. Everything is fucking, even M&M's. How you make M&M's gay?
Right.
How do you make an M&M's commercial gay? How did the M&M characters just? Well, I know it was nuts because it was bugged out, bro. It was a tranny M&M. They took the nuts out the M&M. It was a man that became one. It's all weird, bro. But this is gonna be your destruction, either because the wages of sin is death, man.
That's right.
Hey, and people want, the favor of the ruler. So that's when that Sirach 10 kick in, where it says, as the ruler is, so is the people. So the people that want to flourish in this world, well, they're gonna believe in who's in power.
But that's why they in these sororities.
Right.
That's why they in these sororities. They the Masons, they the Eastern
the
Stars, they the different fraternities, the Skull and Bones. That's because that's the ones in power.
Yeah.
People go in there and do whatever it takes because it's gonna solidify their future.
Yeah.
I mean, what's crazy, even as far as adultery and just lewdness and lustfulness, man. I just seen a video. My wife sent me a video of these motherfuckers in Miami. They fucking wilding, man. Hey, Jake, the nigga woman out there blowing rod.
That's Houston.
That was Houston.
That's Houston.
Oh,
It was a
like a party.
And
that shit was bugged.
And it's on Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
And it's on Twitter. So you speak against the small hats that stole your heritage, you get censored. But they can show this footage on Twitter. But this dude it's actually a crowd of people. They just doing this shit in public. No,
It was
I
it was
cut
like
the video off.
It was
I
like
cut that shit off. It's like freaking times
Yeah,
10.
bro. And then the
Times 10.
will make it fucked up.
Feel what
Where
hurt.
was this at?
Houston.
It's
Yeah,
old
it's like
women,
that
it's young
Twitter.
women, it's old women, it's young women, it's bugged out.
Yeah, it was
What
old.
is
It
it
was
like,
an old
one
bitch
of
and
them
she
couple
was shoving them.
shit?
No, it's like
So
just a
fuck
party
that
outside, like a carnival.
So they were just doing some Bacchus.
Yeah,
right next to
right,
each
right,
other.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of what y'all speaking on, like I said, the airlines even know this. I can't speak for American, but I know at United you actually go through training for human trafficking. Okay, and it's a recurring training, like every 6 months or so.
So how to identify it? Or
How
something?
to identify it and this, that, and the other, the whole deal. The whole deal. You go through training every 6 months on it, and I mean it's a long ass motherfucking video that you got to deal with and answer questions and this, that, and that. The whole deal. But the scripture that I'm looking at when I see that is Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law. So they cut their laws to not uphold righteousness, but to let wickedness abound and flourish.
Yeah, that's gonna go ahead.
Okay.
Got more on it?
Yeah. Which is let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So the morals and conduct and things that we spew from the scriptures is nothing to them.
And you keep reading, say they're clean contrary.
Clean contrary to it. The whole deal. I mean,
Two
this
nations are in not one. Two
Absolutely.
manners of people, man.
Right.
Which show you the separation. Esau pushed wickedness, and like I bring up the quote from that movie Noah. Tubal Cain. He said, "Damn if I do, damn if I don't do just that." So basically, Esau feel like, goddamn it, I'm fucked either way. So I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, Esau, those who serve the Lord, Esau's hurt by that. He's hurt that you don't want to join the wickedness with his ass.
Hey, and the Masons and the Masons and the Eastern Stars, like you were saying, go right hand in hand. There's a guy come in and get a box, and he came and got 2 different boxes. One particular time, I said, "Oh, okay, so you left-handed, you grab the Mason box and grab the Eastern Star box for this female that's gonna be coming in." And one day they both popped up at the same time. I'm like, "Oh, ain't this poetic?"
I got a precept that's gonna go hand in hand with everything you're saying. This is Genesis 6:5. And Yahweh saw that wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continuously. So these people are wicked, wicked as hell, man. This doing all type of manner of wickedness, even with all of this trafficking, even from the drugs, the guns. They are, like y'all saying, it's all hand in hand because they just demonic. These men out here.
But like I say, this wickedness, all of it got to go hand in hand up to the Lord and whatnot. He said all your wickedness got to reach up to heaven.
And what's happening is that in this earth now, is that a lot of people are waking up to this wickedness. And that's why they're so angry about this, what they call it wokeness. All right. Because a lot of people are starting to see that the government is
bullshit.
Is on bullshit. And right. You know, and they're starting to I guess, look at the balances and weigh the balances, and they like,
this ain't working.
This shit ain't, and they starting to see the shit ain't right. People starting to, there's more and more history that keeps coming out, that keeps being revealed, and Esau keeps getting shamed. And there's all this talk about, aliens now and them being black people and African Americans, and all you just Buzz and lost it in his old age, man. He just keeps saying we never went to the moon. And then they trying to just, they trying to pass it off. They trying to pass it off. Oh, he just got dementia.
Exactly.
He's old now. No, he
ain't got nothing to lose. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, he was doing an interview with some little girl, and the little girl's like, "So why did we never go back?" And he's like, "We never went."
Oh yeah, Buzz.
If you watch some of those videos of them so-called in those space stations, you can actually catch them grabbing the wire that they hanging on. It's videos of where you can
Yeah,
actually
so they
see
can
them
spin
grabbing
themselves
the
back
wire.
around.
Yeah, but it's all fake. It's all green screen. They show you one where they was looking through the thing, but it was black and they had the lights off. And the whole time they looking through the fucking window. They nowhere. It was another video. Esau, he turned his camera upside down and had his solar panels. And he was like, yeah, this is basically, they was pulling some bullshit. But he like, look, he just turned the camera upside down and was facing the sky. And he was like, he thought they was looking
Shit,
down.
how did the camera get to the moon before the ship
Right,
catch the
right.
landing?
How the fuck that? Right. How
I've asked that question 1,000 times. I said the camera van got there first.
Right.
It's so much. And then Elon Musk. A lot of people saying Elon Musk is trying to show motherfuckers that ain't no leaving. He just did a launch, and when he launched his spaceship, the only one so far, and once it got to a certain point, it just kept
It's spiraling.
It can't go.
It kept spinning. It wouldn't go no further. And then Bill, out of science guys say the Earth is an enclosed system. We can't go nowhere.
Hey,
It's a closed system.
They had some of them NASA scientists, just like you were talking about, it floating around in their little thing, you know, with the soda can still sitting there not floating. But everything else is floating. They forgot and fucked up with somebody was drinking their Pepsi. But nevertheless, the same NASA scientists are sitting there telling you that that they can't believe Leo. And that's how I learned about Leo. I had never heard the term Leo before.
Yeah.
It's an acronym. The Leo stands for low Earth orbit. And so the space stations, the satellite stations, they sit, and the reason they can sit in Leo and stay there is because the gravity pulls them strong enough to pull them back. All right, they can actually get up there just out of reach of the gravity pull, but can't go past the Van Allen belt. And they said that in that video.
They can't get
all right, and I can't find that video anymore either. But she was like, we can't leave Leo.
Female. I know
It
you're
was a
talking
woman,
about.
right?
Yeah, I
She
know
said
what
we
you're
can't
talking
leave
about.
Leo because we can't go through the Van
Van
Allen
Allen
belt.
belt, yep,
So that
absolutely.
means you never went to the moon. You
In
never
the first
did
place.
shit.
In the
So you
first
can put that all in the books, and you teaching that to, and then you teaching it as a white accomplishment. Everything about you is a fucking lie.
That's right.
Your history, everything about you is. I watched a quick clip on TikTok today that showed you all the medieval and the dark ages, all the different jakes that was ruling over there. It just shows you all the artifacts that are still in existence, that are still around today, that you cannot deny.
Yeah, like shot there.
The Scots and the Irish, and like I always say.
Yeah, like shot there. You couldn't even get a minute out while some damn Edomite bother him filming in front of the
And the reason being because they're so afraid they don't want the
they
narrative
want the
to lie.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what that was all about.
Yeah,
They were trying to see what he was saying,
Right.
or trying to stop it because they have a false narrative of who the Scots were.
Mhm.
All right, and they don't want anybody to talk about
or
question the lie that they. The same thing when it comes to these small hats.
Right.
But every time I mention a certain doctor that hangs around with Heyman Malone, my videos get deleted.
Right.
And I say his name and they delete that video.
That algorithm kicks
Say
in.
hate speech, bullying, and all this shit. They say I'm bullying that doctor.
Wow. That's all hypocritical. That's all Esau ever do, man.
Because he says, the same doctor will sit up and talk black Hebrew Israelite this.
Yeah.
You bullying us. We're Hebrew Israelites. You don't have to add black in.
Right, so I gotta call this fucking this thing with beard, balls, and dick a woman because he want to be a woman, but you can't honor us and call us the Israelites who we actually are.
That's right. Yeah,
That's fucking hypocritical.
As a matter of fact, and they know who we are. For us, 2 Corinthians, I think it's 11:2 or 2:11. It says that are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. So it's Hebrew Israelites, the children, the 12 tribes of Israel, the children of the Lord are the Hebrew Israelites. And they want to act like that's just something we just came up with. Like we just made this shit up.
And the same Paul that was mistaken for an Egyptian because he was
Exactly.
dark skinned, all right, is the one who wrote that, man. So we're the Hebrew Israelites, man.
Yeah, he know everything. He know everything we saying is the truth. Man.
Hey, when was the last time an Edomite called himself nigger? Well, Acts 13:1, we got that right there.
Where they get the word from?
This Acts 13.
It's not Niger.
And then at the end, they want to say,
No, it's actually nigger.
Yeah, even if
It's
the robot say it right.
It's pronounced
And
nigger.
even Ben Stein, the Pure Eye for the Straight Guy, who does the H, whatever, the strong note. He does the strong note thing, and he says it. If you go look up the strong note.
Well, when you go, where did they get the fucking word from? Where they just start calling us niggas?
And it wasn't a negative term.
Connotation.
It became a negative connotation, but it was just a description. It was the same. It was the same as saying Negro or dark. There was no difference between the two. You call someone a nigga, it once upon a time it wasn't a negative connotation.
Yeah,
this is a dark person.
We was looked at as excellence once upon a time. So to actually be called a nigger was a good term. All right, Esau went to make us hate it. That's why he used it so much.
Yep.
Just like so what ended up happening, the Greeks got into power. They called even us. They called us Ethiop. I forget which book. Ethiop. I forget which book it is, but they went into that. But it meant beautiful because they were like, damn, dark and lovely, like King Solomon said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when you looked at an Israelite, you looked at a nigga, it was like, damn, what Deuteronomy 4 say? This great mighty nation has all this wisdom. Right. They looked at us like, damn, look at them. Mm-hmm. Everybody looked at us like that. Even to this day, niggas are low level and full of folly. But when Jake do some shit, they gonna do it on a whole nother level. When Jake get into to mixology, when Jake gets to bartender mixology, you see these videos, they on a whole other level. All right, when Jake get into this dapper dance spirit, the actual fashion, all these prints. Hey, look, even all the prints, the Louis Vuitton, these are old prints. These are old ancient prints from when we had our own shit.
Yep. That's why Jake fuck with it. That's why Jake fuck with it so heavy.
All right. Dapper Dan was a New York nigga who made his own clothes, used Gucci and Louis V shit, and ended up hiring him because he turned the shit up.
Yep.
Hey, this is Acts 13:1. We was looked at as a
Hollywood itself.
excellence.
Hollywood itself became what it is because of a Judite and an Issacharite. You watch the movie Babylon, you'll see that. Hollywood was coming in from the when Hollywood was coming from being from the silent era to the sound era it was what was responsible for that happening and that really elevated it and got it going, got it cracking was a Judite and an Issacharite. You need to see it.
It's like
and then it showed you the underbelly of what was going on too. And you will see why Hollywood is so wicked. Because there was some sick shit going on in Hollywood.
Like always.
So if you haven't seen that movie Babylon, you're going to
Brad Pitt. Check it out. Yeah, the new one.
Okay, I'm sure.
It just came. It came out about 6 months ago.
Okay.
It's Acts 13:1. You can Google it. Acts 13:1. Now there was the church that was at Antioch, certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called nigger, and Lucius of Cyrene and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. That word nigger right there, it just means black.
I might have
just like.
Can I read it in the NLT for you?
But so the thing is, somebody go to the blue letter.
I got it.
If you go to the blue letter and press the sound, you can get the sound.
I
was gonna do it, but for some reason now this shit is fucking buffering like it's stupid ass.
Let him read it in that version right there.
I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, among the prophets and teachers of the church of Antioch, Acts 13:1. It says, among the prophets and teachers of the church of Antioch of Syria were Barnabas, Simon called the Black Man, Lucius from Cyrene, Manaen, the childhood companion of
and that's the NLT?
That's the NLT.
Damn. The black man.
Yep, the black man. That's the point.
Black man.
I mean, but if you
hold on. Start again.
Strong's G 3526. Niger.
I got it.
Niger.
Nigger. Now this is gonna back that up. This is from the Winston Simplified Dictionary Encyclopedia Bible with the biblical references. The 1933, and it says nigger, Niger, but it's spelled Nigger. The phonetic spelling is Niger. What people say Niger. Nigger.
Right.
You see that, brother?
Yes, sir.
Those
I just
niggas.
want to out of the eyes of two witnesses.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, sir. That's right. And it says, yeah. And nigga. And it says from Spanish negro, dark-skinned one, a Negro. Now, usually contemptuous or vulgar term.
Now.
Yeah.
Now.
Right. So
it wasn't before. So Esau made it a negative term and then denied that this was the actual description of the disciples and the Lord. Read the scripture again about this.
It's Acts 13:1 in the NLT. It says, among the prophets and teachers of the church of Antioch of Syria were Barnabas, Simon.
Wait. So you mean it was niggers in Antioch in Syria, in Syria, in Asia? All right.
I got Barnabas, Simon called the black man.
So these black men, these black disciples, even street niggas knew it. That's how the disciples got their names, right? All right, because they knew, they read in the Bible that the disciples were black. So they started calling themselves black disciples. All right.
I got a scripture for you. This is Jeremiah 14, start at 1. The word of Yahweh that came to Jeremiah concerning the dirt. Judah's mourning in the gates their language. They are black unto the ground.
You pick up any dirt right now. I'm in the garden all the time. You go, as soon as you put that shovel in that dirt and pull up that side, that grass, you're gonna see nothing but dark brown dirt.
And that dirt ranges from dark to light. Like under Malcolm, they have red clay or red dirt. That's under Malcolm complexion. Esau is not that complexion. Esau's skin is translucent. He's called red because we can see the blood in his fucking body. Yeah. He's not actually red. He's red because we see his blood. That's why King David is not King David. That's why you call I didn't mean to say King David, slip of the speech. King David was young. That's not what it meant.
Right.
But you got a term for light skinned Jake. They call him red bones.
There's also ruddy also, but ruddy actually there is the meaning of ruddy also means someone who has a brownish maroonish tone to them. And brown and maroonish is red.
Yeah,
so they actually having you looking at them. I'm looking at Karab and Capo, and I can see the brown, red. I can see it. I'm not fucking blind.
Well, like I said,
right? Yeah, a ruddy horse is a brown horse.
Right.
Ruddy duck is brown.
Like Benji said,
I just want to reiterate Slaki Pops. The King David thing was a slip of tongue. I was putting two things together.
And even then, how I took it was in how King David said in the scriptures and Psalms, he describes that as himself and as well. So anybody who don't want to get it, fuck them. All right?
Well, his son described himself as a dark and lovely.
I got right here.
David is also a black man.
And the
ruddy representing youthfulness.
Same thing with King James.
I'm right here.
Shafia just gave the evidence. They had a coin of King James, and they got the great big old wide nose, and with them great big old thick lips, and then his grandson, King Charles II, was nicknamed Black Boy. I still ain't came across no pale man that calls himself Black Boy.
Karab has made a good point too with Absalom, King David's son. His hair got stuck in the tree.
So it means he had an afro.
Yeah,
he had curly hair, yeah.
This is
not them Jew curls, man. The Jewish curls, man.
Yeah, he didn't get caught on the side by his ear.
Right.
On by his neck.
This is Song of Solomon 1:5. I am black but comely. O ye daughters of
like read verse 1 first.
Okay. Song of Solomon. The song of songs, which is Solomon.
So this is Solomon writing this. All right. This ain't no woman talking about King Solomon, man.
Right.
All right, you can't switch that because it says the Song of Solomon, which is
Well, that's what that
Solomon's.
lying ass doctor that see I was bullying him. He got me on the strikes.
Okay, but it says
he tried to say exactly that lie, that false narrative that you just mentioned.
D to the round, nigga.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that piece of shit.
Verse 5. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem. as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. So, like Benji said, you know, when you call light skin, you used to call them a red bone. Another word was, like I said, my dad looked at my mom, used to call her high yellow all the time. Okay, she wasn't yellow. Okay, she was light skinned, real light skinned.
That's right. See, but that goes back into the whole Blumenbach. That no one was calling themselves black or white. If you go back into antiquity, you don't see 4,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. Oh, there's some white people or some black people. You didn't see that.
No, that was all a social construct that came about in the 1600s.
Right.
And then in the 1800s they perfected it because that was basically when they started building the foundations for what we know as white superiority today. And they came with the Hamitic theory.
But
You don't know what the Hamitic theory is. Basically, what they try to say is that the Nubians and the Egyptians is a different black race, and they had nothing to do with Ham, which is a complete and total fucking lie, because that means that Noah would have had to have a fourth son. So the so-called white man is a lie, because according to them, all the black people that are in sub-Saharan Africa and below that, they're just a no people. So where are these no people in the Bible? And they say that the Nubians and because it hurts them so bad, they try to disconnect us from being the Israelites.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about.
And that's the craziest on the planet, because you can literally track the Egyptian line straight to him.
And they retards because they try exactly. But this is the shit that they push. You can look it up for yourself. Somebody Google the Hamitic theory. That's exactly what the Hamitic theory is. All right, that's actually how the Not the Negroes backfired on them, because the Not the Negroes was trying to basically they were trying to promote the Hamitic theory and fucked up. All right, that's what they were trying to do.
Fell in his own trap.
He fell in his own trap. So what you meant for wicked, the Lord made it good. And now Zondervan has actually removed the Not the Negroes from the definition.
Right, yeah, actually. Yeah,
you
not
get
there
the newer one, right? The newer edition. So the one from like 1963 all the way up to like 2015 or something like that.
Right. And
Go ahead and read it, brother.
Which shows you the hypocrisy of Esau Edom. You can go back to these other editions of their dictionaries and the encyclopedias and so forth, and you can get a full gambit of truth. And then as soon as they come a new edition, oh yeah, and it changes it. Right?
Well, it's all to support the Hamitic theory.
I got it.
Which is basically the Hamitic theory is basically a theory that supports what the world knows today as white superiority, and it's all a fucking lie.
I got
right?
you.
And that's where they came up with this black and white shit. Well, go ahead, bring out your scripture, and they can read this Hamitic theory.
This is Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all the people,
Get that definition up.
even of all that have been before them.
Better yet, pops, get the sons of Noah. Go to Genesis 10th chapter.
Okay.
That's even more fitting.
This is the Hamitic theory because it's Hamites. It says Hamites is the name formerly used for the northern and Horn of Africa peoples in the context of a now outdated model of dividing humanity into different races, which was developed originally by Europeans.
Excuse me, developed by who?
Because now you're seeing how stupid and how ignorant it was. But people believe this shit for years, and all white superiority doctrines are based behind this Hamitic theory, because that's where they try to use the curse of Ham, and they try to separate the people in sub-Saharan Africa from the Egyptians, because they're trying to push that the Egyptians, that those Egyptians that were dark, they weren't Negroes though. They were, well then what the fuck were they?
That's right.
All right. You know?
This is Genesis 10 when we started 1.
No, just get to the sons of
This
Noah.
damn Hamitic theory is so confusing.
It's bugging. It's confusing because it's a lie.
Yeah,
so they have to keep lying and keep lying and keep lying and keep lying.
Because I'm reading through this. This is one of the sections says, what is the summary of the Hamitic hypothesis? The Hamitic hypothesis states that everything of value ever found in Africa was brought there by the Hamites, allegedly a branch of the Caucasian race.
You see? So they trying to make exactly. So that's what they try to do. They try to say the dark. Right, when they say not the Negro.
They were saying they the
They
Hamites.
were
They did
trying
all
to
this
say,
great Egyptian shit.
yes.
XYZ, but not
Yes, they were saying that these dark Nubians, even though they were dark, they were still of the Caucasians. That's what they were trying to push.
And I got theory for you. The definition of
You now you see, understand? I've been trying to explain it to brothers for years, and now finally.
I was still thinking actual Hamites. So I was like, look, but now see Esau just drove 924. He make himself every fucking body.
He's a liar.
He's every
He's some fucking Hamites too.
He's everybody. He's the goddamn it.
But yeah, he don't want to. He don't want to apply. He don't want to be under. He don't want to be. He don't want to be under the Hamite, the curse of Ham.
You gotta get that Canaan.
You gotta throw that on Canaan. But wait, but Canaan is you
That's
see
funny, 'cause
this?
he said we the Canaanites for, but he the
But and then Canaan, the son of Ham.
Exactly.
You see what I'm? This Edomite just got to fucking go. Bring that definition up.
All right.
But see, but Esau banks of you not doing your research yourself.
This is the definition of theory. A proposed explanation whose status is still conjectural, and
So still
get-
conjecture.
Get the definition of conjecture.
All right.
So you probably Salaki.
Yeah, I got it.
Somebody
Conjecture, I got it right here.
Okay, Salaki. Y'all see it's on the top.
It says the formation or expression of an opinion or theory without sufficient evidence or proof.
So Esau
Theory.
makes theory. He makes opinion fact, and
Without
you have
proof.
to understand that this whole Hamitic theory is the base, is the ground, is the cornerstone of white superiority. It literally is the cornerstone. The white superiority starts with the Hamitic theory, and trying to remove the blackness from the Hamites, all right, and make the Nubians and the Egyptians, even though because they couldn't disprove that they were dark, so they had to do something. And they said, well, let's just make them not part of the rest of Ham. So I guess the rest of Ham is still Ham, but the Nubians and the Egyptians, for some reason, because they knew that all these great, all these great pyramids and things were all, and all these different ingenuity that was found among them, which was all there because of Jake in the first place. Right. And it was also to separate Jake from Israel and then make them this sub-Saharan. Now someone look up the sub-Saharan stuff. Let's find out who these sub-Saharan Africans are.
Wow.
Let's see if they tell you.
Was that cool?
That was cool. That was the point.
Okay.
That was the point.
Okay.
Conjecture. Barbecue shot.
It says an opinion or conclusion formed on the basis of incomplete information.
Incomplete.
There it is, man. And so that, like I said, white superiority is all based upon conjecture of the lies and this made up shit called the Hamitic theory. And then they try to use the curse of Ham and say that we the Canaanites, but then again they turn around and say that we're not Hamites because right, you see the confusion, and this has been pushed for hundreds of fucking years. Christianity is deeply rooted in this Hamitic theory.
And that's like the shit they pushed over here when they stole this land and trying to say they the Cherokee Indians and shit, and they now the ones who actually are, they can't get in the reservation, even though they can prove it by blood, but they already got it signed on fucking.
Well,
paper.
them Dawes rules, all them people signed the Dawes rules, and it's the same thing with with a lot of the Reubenites. They don't want to let Reuben be Reuben. They want to make them Negroes.
Exactly. It's that shit. Damn, Esau wicked, man.
So because you got all these different tribes, these people that know their roots go back to the Creeks, go back to the Seminoles, and go back to these dark tribes. And but the so-called white man wants to read the census enumerators reclassify millions of natives as Negroes. And a lot of them got snatched up and sent south and sold into slavery right along with Negroes too.
I was saying that's why you go to Brazil, they classify Brazilians as all of them as black.
Well, God, they Israelites.
Right, same people.
But did somebody find that?
For Sub-Saharan?
Yeah.
I got this is in the same Hamitic theory thing, right? It says this Hamitic race was superior to or more advanced than the Negroid populations of Sub-Saharan Africa.
Not the Negroes. You see? So that's what that definition was really about. They were trying to separate they make the people who built what they call, you know, because you got to remember too, in along Mali and Niger, where all them Israelites were, there were castles just like in Scotland and Ireland.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right,
Judah
Judah built all them castles and stuff through there, so they were trying to claim all that and say no, they really came from the southern, but they're
That's what sub-Saharan means. It means anything south of the Sahara. That'll be Benin, Angola, Botswana, Burkina, Bundy, Cameroon. You know, everything under North Africa. And I know how Esau worked it in there. The fucking Ptolemy dynasty.
Exactly.
So they conquered the fucking Hamites, took over their land, and called themselves the fucking Hamites. Just like they did
Australia,
during apartheid.
You know, America.
Yep.
Now they're Americans. I mean,
And now they South Africans. Elon Musk is actually African American.
Right.
That's what they call him.
Right.
He's actually African American because they took over South Africa. Now they're the South Africans.
Oh, man.
So if time kept going, Esau kept going. Eventually, he'll say whatever shit happened in South Africa. He'll say he the goddamn Zulus. He the Zulus.
Yeah, eventually, because Shaka Zulu was, you know, and what he did was that's too popular history and for him to let him remain dark. If time went on, you know, a couple hundred years from now, you could open up a book. Jordan gonna be white. Shaka Zulu gonna be white. Right, everybody gonna look like Eminem, who really a nigga. All right.
This is Ezekiel 28. I'm gonna start at 14. Thou art the anointed cherub that covered, and I have set thee so.
Ain't no way that this man ain't the devil. If not, where and who is he?
Who else doing it?
The covering cherub. He make himself
I've been trying to
everybody.
explain that for years. Get somebody get that Isaiah 25 and 7 real quick.
All this history he hiding, all of this. Who else is it? It's talking about Esau. It's
True
nobody.
definition of whitewash. This is whitewashing history. Man.
The whole plan. Hey, they got movies on how Esau in his wars. They mainly go after different relics and the different the art. They go after the
That's
art.
what
They
they do.
deface the art. They deface the monuments.
That's what they were doing in Syria.
Nas put that in the song when they saw the noses, they shot him off and shit.
Yeah, they were doing that in Syria when ISIS, the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service, when they went over to Syria, they went when they went to those museums. People don't go to museums and destroy shit. Museum relics are priceless. People steal them and sell them on the black market. They went in there and started destroying them because those relics in those museums in Syria showed that the people of Syria in that part of Asia the Syria is in Asia. All right, there's no such thing as the Middle East. The Middle East, that term also is a part of that whole Hamitic theory. That's where that bullshit lie comes from as well.
But that's what
so white superiority and Christianity go hand in hand, and both of them are rooted in this lying ass Hamitic theory. Matter of fact, and Dr. That son of a bitch, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want them to delete the video. Every time I say his name, they delete my shit.
I got the scripture that you want. I got the
that
scripture
dude
that
be
you
hanging
want.
out with vocab.
I got the scripture that you want, Isaiah 25:7. But a comment before I read that is they even show you that on TV, like in that skit on Saturday Night Live when Richard Pryor opened up the tomb and whatnot. And they went in there and looked it up and whatnot. And
There's nothing here.
He was reading through the book. He was talking about, and he had a couple. He had like three Edomites standing behind him. And he's like, man, shit, this ain't talking about y'all. This us. My people go lose their mind when they see this shit. They close his ass up in there too.
Keep it from
I'm telling you,
yeah.
He wasn't trying to let him see it at first neither. He had to once he pushed his way through to read the book, then he got to read it.
Oh shit, that's my people. Oh
There's
shit,
nothing to see here.
Yeah, so this is Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all the nations.
Wow.
Okay.
They always say the devil was released after 1,000 years to deceive the nations, man. He's going to Esau coming out his caves and you know Caucasus Mountains, but not only that, you know, just coming from under the hands of Jacob, you know. You
Right.
got the art, and the paintings from the Dark Ages when niggas was ruling over you Edomites, man. A lot of them was chasing
Statues,
Yeah.
murals.
Yeah.
There's a giant mural. I was watching, what was it, on Colombo, and somebody uploaded it on TikTok, and you know how Colombo was, you know, he was looking at the art, and the rich guy was like all bold and pompous. Yes, it is an original of the discovery of America. He was like, wow, you know. So he walks over to look at the painting, and they showed you Gadites that was dark like Judah. You see?
Perfect.
So, because that's another thing that you got going. You got these Jakes that now believe that there was never slavery and that they were here all along because they're looking at all these dark images of Gad. Gad was dark.
Yeah.
All right. They got raped and dismantled. That's why they're a lighter complexion of ground with different shades of hair. I mean, with different textures of hair now. They were getting raped.
And that's only
like
some of
crazy.
Because a lot of Gadites and Reubenites just blend in with Judah. You can't tell the difference. Like Elder Malcolm himself, prime example. All right, a Reubenite. So they don't paper down as Negroes, but they actually Israelites. So you got you niggas confused because you still going to Esau information instead of the truth right here in the scriptures. Man.
Exactly.
Here's the
Going
scripture.
to the disinformation.
Right. You see the few that the cake not turned, and you just say, well, see, wrong. Those ain't real natives. We are no, dude. The natives, just like Southern Kingdom, range from dark to light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is Ecclesiastes 4:16.
And you can have Gad as dark as night.
I just did a lesson on that.
Right? And you cannot go off. The Lord says that in the scriptures, man looketh on the outer appearance, but the Most High looketh on the inside, man. You cannot just look at somebody just because they're light skinned or dark skinned and say, oh, this is
that's mad. It's because every nation except for Edom, well, originally, every nation except for Edom got melanin. They range from dark to light. Them East Indians, the blackest motherfuckers I've seen is Elam and Hamites, man. Them on right.
They're great.
And look, I remember about to say, ain't no such thing as black people. I say shit. I say some black Elamites. They really brown, but you get what I'm saying.
They damn near black.
It's some really dark East Indians, man. They dark as hell. They're dark, and I've seen East Indians that are actually darker than a lot of Africans. But yet they don't call them black.
I'm at the airport. I see them walking through there all the time, like you said, fucking straight ass fucking hair, and brother, they make you look like
And you remember when we was still on State Adams, when we asked those Egyptian girls, and they was like, no, they made them say they're claiming that they're white. They were so-called black, but they
it's a whole acronym for I'm looking up for the group that they have to put themselves down as white.
Yeah. That female congressman was fighting over that because
that was an educator who lost his job and fought because he didn't want to call himself white.
That's right.
He was like he was a Nubian, and he knew he was a Nubian, and his people have always been dark, have always been black. You know, dark people. He said, I go back to a dark people. Why are you calling me white? Why do you want me to call? And then they were trying to get him like, no, calm down. It's okay. Just say it. No. He was like, no, it's not okay. Just say it.
The censored numbers.
Mina, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Mina. Middle Eastern North Africans.
That's
they have to put themselves down as white.
Yep.
That's the acronym for it. Mina.
That was a female congressman that was fighting over that.
They fessed up to that shit.
And how are you a North African and a Middle Eastern?
Right, but like I said,
if you in Africa, you in fucking Africa. All right, like I said, the Middle East is all a part of the Hamitic theory.
But you're still in the
Christianity, modern day Christianity. All right, and it's all in modern day white superiority. You can what was his name? Johann Blumenbach. He was all a part of that. There's Freud, and what they did was they took the Holy Scriptures, they took Ham, Shem, and Japhet and made them Negroid, Caucasoid, and Mongoloid.
Right.
And so what they did was mix their pseudoscience, their lies, with the actual truth, and they connected it to the Bible. And that's how, and so they've been running with this shit ever since. And people have been believing these lies.
This is Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. So now these people, like I said, you shine the light on it. Oh no, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to hear.
Well, you gotta think about it like this too, brother. If these people, these sub-Saharan people, are not Hamites, then who the fuck are they?
Oops. Damn. You want to shine the light
because
on
you only got so you got this mystery fourth bastard, the bastard.
Right.
He gets no inheritance. Right. Right. He was just the son of some side chick or some damn whore that I banged. So he was on the ship in a damn sleeping with the animals or some shit.
Right.
No, he wasn't with the rest of the family because he was the bastard. Right. And so so that he didn't get wrote into history. He just came off the ark.
Oh, that's why in the Noah movie he let him on the ark around line. They let Tubal Cain on the ark. I guess that's where they come from.
That's how they
Let's see the Tubal Cain, the mystery child.
They
changed the whole
narrative. They changed the whole movie. And Ham didn't have no kids. And Ham walked off in the desert by himself. What was his wife?
So he just disappeared
and
and died.
Right.
That whole
Where
died.
the Hamites go. You know what I'm
So
saying?
there it is. So with this lie, this lie that's been perpetrated by this racist Edomite that calls himself Caucasian or white, and now all his lies vain, Babylon is is coming back on his glory now, man. He's being shamed because where's this fourth group of humanity that so-called, but not the Negroes? All right, who the fuck are they?
Finishing that scripture 4:16. Surely this also is the vanity and vexation of spirit. He tried to change it, and now, like I said, he can't go against what the scripture and the artifacts and everything else is showing.
He's been made
true.
to be a liar.
Absolutely.
Deuteronomy 33:29 or 29:33. 33:29. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord. Deuteronomy 33 and 28. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine.
So we know that the people over in the land of Israel are not dwelling alone, and neither are they in safety. So they're not the people, but they don't fit the prophet.
Neither is the land according to wine right now. It's not yielding this increase.
Yeah, at all. Yeah, they got to import
trees and shit.
They got to import majority of their food. They're over there dying of skin cancer at the highest rate in the world
on the planet.
All right, and they're getting bombed on by the nations around them. So they're not dwelling in peace and safety alone at all.
And there's a people on the planet that's telling them about their destruction and downfall.
And that actually fit the description.
Yes, exactly.
They say as dogs shall move return against Israel.
Exactly. So
so there's something wrong because nobody better be murmuring those damn Israelites.
Yes,
right. They're oppressing us.
Yes. If y'all was real Israelites, y'all come put us to death.
Right. Right.
Bitch.
You can't do it. Only thing they can do is what the Father allows. You see, and whatever the Father allows is perfect.
Right, and guess what? He's cutting you off. You all the privileges you have keep getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I dare be a group.
We gonna finish with that.
I dare be a group of people in the kingdom that's sitting in the room together like this,
right?
And I said
having councils and putting up videos in our kingdom, talking about, robots. They're gonna go into slavery. We're gonna take them down someday.
And I said, the nation that will not serve us will be destroyed.
That's it.
So really, if you the Israelites, you small hat, hook nose motherfuckers, you the Israelites,
they should have
come
been
and take out all niggas,
and all
niggas, all Mexicans,
everybody's
all the
can't do it.
Palacia Jews, whoever talking shit against you,
They
man,
can't do it.
kill them all.
Lay 'em
They
down.
can't do it.
That's it.
It was.
That's what we gonna do.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They can't do it. But not to mention, tell you Hosea 1:10 said, the place where it said unto them, ye are not my people. You swear up and down the so-called Negroes are not the Israelites, man. Who's that fit, man?
That's right.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody coming up against y'all saying y'all ain't the people.
Exactly. Exactly. But finish it, brother.
Right, it says, back in Deuteronomy 33:28, it says, the fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heaven shall drop down dew. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee. O people, saved by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua,
How are y'all?
the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thine excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
So speaking this truth, we tread upon your high places,
That's
man.
right,
You Edomites are liars, and you're responsible for all this wickedness and all this death that's
That's
going on in the world, and death is coming to you.
That's right. Because y'all hate
Right,
about
the Lord-
bloodshed, blood shall pursue
That's
you.
right. The
That's
Lord
right.
is coming to destroy you, annihilate you, and put you into captivity.
Hardcore
Right.
slavery.
So with that, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Above all, turn the machines on.
No treason in the kingdom.
At all.
Now everybody got